We're back with Tom and Edwin's excellent adventure after having a great laugh. Tom, some questions about logistics. Getting on the ground for somebody starting a new worshiping community, in my case, in Delaware, and thinking about the legal considerations, political considerations, social, etc., economic considerations that one needs to have when starting a new organization, a new church, new worshiping community.
Was that a question?
Yes. So should there be, what are the legal considerations one needs to have?
Well, first of all, you need to have some kind of liability insurance for yourself, whether that's through your organization or whether that's on your homeowner's policy, if you have that, because there are some people who make the choice to enter the lawsuits, for whatever reason. And so you need to be smart about that and get some coverage. Also, you'll need to find a good insurance person, because when you if you have to rent somewhere, it's normative for them to want you to have a policy that in case someone were to sue them while you were holding a worship service, that they'd go to your policy first before they'd sue the other organization. So find an insurance person you trust. You need to become a 501c3, which is a charitable organization. That fits from a number of angles, including getting a bank account. You'll need to get a federal ID number. A good banker or insurance person can help you with any of that stuff, or a good attorney. The reason you need to be a 501c3 is so that if people give you money, they can see that, gain the benefit of that on their taxes. If you aren't a 501c3, people may give you money. There's just no federal tax benefit for them.
And also, you're open to receiving funding from grant-making sources, like the McCormick Prize or something like that.
Yeah, McCormick Prize doesn't care. Well, I suppose we care if you're a 501c3, but we're not spending a lot of time focused on the paperwork and things like that. What I think is important is that people assume that you're a not-for-profit organization if you're a new worshiping community or a church, and you should do all the legal work behind the scenes. I think one of the ways that people can get in trouble is if they don't have all their ducks in a row legally and financially. And I think it's essential that you set that stuff up properly right out of the gate, and you keep a really close eye on it. And if you're not good at it, let somebody else take care of it.
Like bookkeeping person, accounting person.
Yeah. And anytime someone sends you a gift of whatever kind, it should be acknowledged with a thank you note. I think that's just common sense. And you do that as soon as possible after the gift. Common sense says you should include the date that it was received and the amount that you received. But also, right after the first of the year, anyone who has sent you a gift over a certain amount that you designate, like $100, for example, should receive a letter stating that your church or organization is a 501c3. The feds have said that any gifts to you are tax deductible according with the laws of the country and the state, blah, blah, blah. Any attorney can give you the right language for that, and that you received X amount of dollars from them over the prior calendar year. If you do all that stuff in a really timely, thoughtful way, people will respect you. And if you think about it, they're giving their hard-earned dollars. That's the least you can do is help them out in that way.
Is there anything else that maybe people wouldn't usually think of, but that is really important when starting a new worshiping community or starting a church? So you talked about some insurance stuff, legal stuff, tax reporting things, accounting of the finances. Is that a good start for a timeline for somebody starting something like that?
I guess the advice that I would have, Edwin, is to, rather than try and do everything under the sun, do a few things really well. You know, build on your strengths. Look in the mirror, and if you can deal with what you see, but look in the mirror and say, all right, you know, what am I really good at? What are my strengths? And find a way to build on those. As I experience you and the feedback that I've received from other people about what you do, you're fun to be with, you're a very relational guy, you're a very good preacher, and I would say create opportunities for you to build on those strengths. You know, it's not the programs probably that you develop that are going to cause people to come to your church, because there's so many churches that already have 1 million programs, you
Right.
know.
Right.
People are going to be attracted to you personally and as a friend and as a spiritual leader. And so get to know people. You know, don't spend all your time strategizing and being online and everything else. You're not going to get one single person to show up for church, probably, without them, you know, having connected with you first personally.
Right.
And so you got to get out there. So if you have a lot of behind-the-scenes grunt work to do, legal stuff, whatever else, do that. But maybe set up a plan and say, you know what, I'm only going to spend half my day doing that, because the other half, I'm going to be out there somewhere trying to get to know people, or trying to connect with the people in my target market, as we talked about before. Your job is not to, you know, really build a worshiping community. You know, your job is, number one, is in God's name, connecting with people and doing everything you can to try and meet the needs that they have that you can impact.
Great. Well, Tom, appreciate the advice, the wisdom from the old man River, and
Old Man River?
Old Man River. That's what I was going for.
It's not too late to start a new career. Try something else. Thank you, Edwin.
All right, signing off.